It looks like Steve Perry and Phil Brown are going to go back to court. I'll tell you all about that coming right up. Hello everybody, it's Gary Stuckey here. Welcome back to another episode of Steve Perry News. It looks like Steve and Phil Brown are going to go back at it in court because they couldn't come to an agreement, according to theblast.com. It just didn't work out, and they're going to continue the trial between Steve Perry and Phil Brown. You know, Phil Brown was bass player, songwriting partner with Steve back in the early 90s. You know, and I think he played the bass on some tracks on For the Love of Strange Medicine and wrote a couple songs. He's a songwriter, played for Little Feat, and but they recorded some songs together. Steve let Phil have some money back in the day, recorded in his garage, and you know, according to Steve, they're not that high quality, and you know, Steve didn't want those songs released. And they hadn't been, and they were kind of quiet about it for years. You know, I think back about 15 years or so ago, Phil tried to start it up again, but it's been very quiet. Then suddenly when Steve, you know, came back out and released Traces, suddenly, you know, Phil got excited, it sounds like. And it sounds like he's taken advantage of Steve and the fame. You know, and I hate to say that. I mean, it's my opinion. Everybody's got an opinion, but it sounds like everything was quiet. And then when Steve comes back out, he wants to ride those coattails and cash in on that success, you know. And apparently the money that Steve was going to offer him wasn't enough. And he figures, if Steve don't want those songs released, you know, heck with him, I'm going to keep going and get more money. That's just what it sounds like. It's kind of sad, in my opinion. It seems to me if somebody was doing me a favor, you know, and there was Steve Perry, and he didn't want the songs released, you know, so be it. And especially if he's trying to settle, you know, it sounds like greed is a factor here. You know, it sounds like it's just not good enough for him, you know. You know, what do you think about that, you know? But I think it should have been settled. I think whatever money Steve threw on the table was more money than he had, and if Steve doesn't want the songs, you know, that's just how it is, you know. And I hate to see it keep going like that, you know. I'm sure Steve has other intentions and other plans. He would rather be doing other things like touring or something, or recording more music than being in some courtroom. But maybe they'll sell all that pretty soon. We'll have to wait and see. And by the way, if you haven't already, go check out my podcast, new podcast on anchor.fm/Gary Stuckey. And I'll be talking about Steve and some Journey stuff and all kinds of stuff, all kinds of music and just life issues. How about that? It's over on anchor.fm, and give it a listen. I appreciate you. And I'll be back later with more Steve Perry news. Hey, whatever you do, don't stop believing, everybody. This is Gary Stuckey. God bless you.